and welcome to another broadcast of Billionaire Codes. Today, I have a pretty interesting topic for us to talk about. Today, I will talk about the eagle, lion, and butterfly effect of leadership. But even before I get into the eagle, lion, and butterfly effect of leadership, I will talk today about some very essential traits and characteristics of the leader. You see, so I prepare you for what is to come. We will talk about the lion, eagle, and butterfly effect of leadership. We will also talk about some of the essential traits and characteristics of a leader. But just before I get into today's program, I bring good news. Literally transform your life. We're in the business of touching and transforming human lives. We're in the business of helping people to gain a sense of self, a sense of purpose, and a sense of direction with their lives. And we feel passionate about this. So today, I simply want to say to you that I want to ask you a question, and that is, if you were given a chance to live the life of your dreams, think about it. You're given an opportunity to live the life of your dream, where you can own your own home, you can become your own boss, you can own and drive multiple cars if you want to, you can position yourself to take an all-inclusive family tour anywhere in the world, you can come into financial freedom within 3 to 5 years. Live a life that is completely aligned to your DSS. And we'll talk about that today. What will you do? Would you take it or would you leave it? Remember, if you're smart, you will take it. You have nothing to lose to commit your time and your talent and your resources to get information that can transform your life. Before the end of this podcast, I will give you a content of information that will rock your world. I will introduce you to a new concept that Global Branding and Marketing is rolling out, and that concept is called network management. It's a beautiful subject matter, and we will pay for you to learn. You don't even have to pay to learn. We will pay you to learn. One, we will pay for you to learn, and we will pay you to develop the concept and position yourself to be able to leverage that concept. What better than that you can ask for? So stay tuned and I will give you that information shortly. However, to get the ball rolling, I want to talk about three essential characteristics of any leader. And those three characteristics is one, self-knowledge, self-confidence, and self-application. And we'll talk about that today before I go into the lion, eagle, butterfly effect of leadership. Every leader should position themselves to have knowledge of self. In fact, everyone should position themselves to have knowledge of self. And what exactly do I mean by having knowledge of self? Let me put this to you. Have you ever sit and asked yourself, who am I? What is my purpose? What is my passion? What is my gift? Have you ever stopped to take stock and ask yourself these questions? Do you believe that you're defined by your name, Joseph, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John? Do you believe that your name or your name is what defines who you are? I'm speaking about you having that sense of awareness, that sense of self that truly carry to that point where you are speaking from your DSS, your deeper sense of self. Now, let me explain to you exactly what I mean. And at Global Branding and Marketing, with the rollout of our program, we are truly committed to helping people to find self. You know why? We are fully aware that when you find who you are and you can flow from that abundance within you, you're able to unlock your potential, and you're able to open the door for tremendous possibilities to unfold in your life. So we are truly passionate about bringing you a content of information that can literally touch your life. It can literally transform your life. So let's talk today about self-knowledge. What exactly are we talking about? You see, to understand self-knowledge is for you to understand your DSS, your deeper sense of self. And this is coined a term that has been coined by me personally. And I have two of my books here. This is Self-Application Best Practices, and this book will give you a lot of information in relation to that. You also have Billionaire Codes, and these are two books that will literally rock your world in terms of the information that will help you to become the best brand of yourself. So we talk about your DSS and what happens when you unlock your DSS, your deeper sense of self. You find three things. You find your purpose, you find your passion, and you find your gifts. And be honest with yourself. I want you to relay this to you because our mission is to bring you to that point where you have that self-awareness. I want you to ask yourself, truly ask yourself, who am I? What is my purpose? What is my passion? What is my gift? Am I flowing in my giftedness? Am I flowing in my abundance? Our mission is to bring you to that point to understand that. So the first thing you need to understand is to understand your DSS, your deeper sense of self. And then you need to grow in alignment with your purpose. You need to grow in alignment with your passion. You need to grow in alignment with your giftedness. And I want to say this to you. I don't care where you are right now in your growth and in your development and in your life. Where you are right now doesn't define you. Where you came from right now, where you came from doesn't define you. You know what defines you? What defines you is the fact that when the Most High made you, he took the fertile soil and he made you into the image and his likeness. And what else he did? He breathed his breath of life inside of you. So when you start to connect with your DSS, you start to recognize that you have a Christ-like within. And our mission is to get you to that point where you could activate your Christ-like. You are not lacking, you are not limitation, you are not doubts, and you are not fear. You are not defined by man's perception of you, but you are defined by God's knowledge of who you are. And he know that he didn't make you in lack, and it's time that you come to that point where you can have this knowledge that you are not lack, you are not limitation, you are not doubts, you are not fear. But what steps are you taking now to come into your abundant flow? You see, when you understand yourself, which we call self-knowledge, is where you're totally positioned to operate from that position of strength. You're anchoring your position of strength because you have self-knowledge. You're flowing in your purpose, you're flowing in your passion, and you're flowing in your giftedness. And guess what? You're on fire. The fireman can't put out your fire because this is not a man fire. This is a Holy Ghost fire. You can't stop this fire. And this is what we are on a mission for. We're on a mission to help you to connect with your Holy Ghost fire. No man can put out your Holy Ghost fire. Only God can put it out. And you have Christ-like within you. So you see, when you connect with your knowledge, self-knowledge, you start to flow in your abundance. Are you feeling the flow? Are you beginning to feel the flow? You flow in your abundance. And that's where we talk about self-knowledge. You know, there's too much of people out there that want to hijack your sense of self, want to hijack your sense of independence, wants to hijack your giftedness. But you have to take your life into your hands. You got to say, listen to me. This life belongs to me. You can't write my story. You can't tell my story. Today is the day that I will take ownership of my life. And I will tell my story. I will dominate in my life. You can't talk my story anymore. You feeling the flow? You feeling the fire? Okay, my friend. So This is where we're talking about self-knowledge, your anchor in your position of strength. You know when to let the eagle out, you know when to let the lion out, and you know when to let the butterfly out. We'll talk about that later on. Self-knowledge. You gotta, there's so much of information when you come into global branding and marketing. There's so much of information that we want to give you to help you to connect with your true sense of self and flow from your true sense of self and, allow your abundance to flow. The next thing I want to talk about here is self-confidence. There's a lot of people that have knowledge. You understand systems and you understand processes. But guess what? You don't have self-confidence. It's important for you to bring to yourself to that point that when they say no, you say yes. When they say it's impossible, you say it's possible. Because in the scripture, we learn that so as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So if you think in lack and limitation, you think in doubts, and you think in fear, you become the product of your thought manifestation. You have to bring yourself to that point where you have self-confidence. And there's systems, again, when you come into our program, we help you to develop the right habits that can nurture you to come to that point of having self-confidence. You know what happens when you have self-confidence? You become an original thinker. You become an innovator. You're able to take action, inform actions to make great things happen in your life because you have confidence. You're not flowing in fear. And in a part of the brain, there's what we call the amygdala. I'm not going to talk scientific today, but the amygdala is where fear lies in the brain. And that's the part of the brain that tells you to fight or to flight. Too many of you are taking flight with your dreams and your hopes and your aspiration. You're fighting for what you want. You're not fighting for what you believe in. I'm here today to help you to anchor yourself, to take anchor in a position of strength in understanding yourself and fighting for your dreams and your hopes and your aspirations, because you are not lack, you are not doubt, and you are not fear, and you are not limitation. You are abundance. My mission is to bring you to that point where I can help you to see that you are not lack, to help you to see that you are not doubt, to help you to see that you are not fear, to help you to see that you are not limitation, but to bring you to that point where you can truly activate your abundance. But you need self-confidence. It's not enough for you to know that you're great. It's not enough for you to know that the Most High took the most fertile soil and He made you, and then He breathed His breath of life inside of you. It's not enough for you to know that you are a gifted child, to have confidence in yourself. And we will help you when you come into our program to understand confidence, how to flow in your abundance. What I want to talk to you about today is what we call self-application. So we look at self-knowledge, self-confidence, now self-application. Let me say this to you. I'm fully aware that we have a lot of bright people, we have a lot of talented people who are taking action with their lives. You work hard, you sometimes say you work smart, but regardless, you're taking action to make things happen in your life. But sometimes you just feel as though you're on that treadmill. You're taking action to make great things manifest in your life, and you're moving in the right direction to make great things manifest. But regardless of the action that you're taking, you feel as though you're stopped. There's a reason for that. In these two books, we whet your appetite on a concept that we call taking informed action. And the best way in which I could explain taking informed action is to go into the wealth of knowledge that I have on business to draw a clear picture to you about taking informed action. You see, if you're starting a business, let me put it this way, you need to have information. is you just don't start a business because you want to start a business. You want to start a business because of the fact that you have an idea who you're targeting with your business. You have a clear sense of if you're targeting male, female, if you're targeting senior citizens, if you're targeting the middle class, the upper class, the lower class, you need to have a clear sense of understanding as to who you're targeting with your products or your brands and your services. That's part of the intel. That's part of taking informed action. You need to position yourself where you have this kind of information. But we have to also go a little deeper than that. Now you know you're targeting male or you're targeting female or you're targeting teenagers. You need to ask yourself a few other questions. What is the size of that market? What is the density of that market? What is the dispersion of those markets? You see the kind of intelligence that you need so you can take informed action. Most of you are not getting the results that you want in your life because of the fact that you do not know how to take informed actions. You're not asking yourself the right questions. You're not getting the right information so as to empower your steps to come into your abundance flow. My mission, our mission at Global Branding and Marketing with the content of programs that we're rolling out is to help you to understand this. And hear this. It's a slight deviation. I'll come back to self-application and system that you can use to know how to take informed action. This content that we're talking about, self-knowledge, self-confidence, and self-application, is applicable to everybody, everyone. You know why? Just see your staff in your organization and just see them flowing in doubts and fear and a negative sense of self. How do you think they're going to function in your workplace? How do you believe that they're going to function? If they have doubts, they will function in doubt. If they have fear, they will function in fear. But when you bring your human capital to that point where they have self-knowledge, they have self-confidence, and they can apply themselves after achieving the greatest possibilities in life, think about your organization then. It's going to be transformed. In my book, Billionaire Codes and Self-Application Best Practices, I think both of them we hinted this. There's something that we call the sustained high performer has against the high performer. When people are flowing the giftedness, here is where you're able to position your organization to become the sustained high performer. So self-knowledge, self-confidence, and self-application is applicable to people across the world. And the reality is we have too many people in the world who are leading their life without a true sense of self, without a sense of purpose, without a sense of direction. They simply exist. We want to change that. We want to give you the captain to fly your plane. We want to give you the captain to drive your boat. Sorry, we want to give you the pilot to fly your plane. And we want to give you the support to load your truck. But you need the information. So let's come back to taking informed action. You see, in life is not about taking action. Too many of you are taking action. Yes, you must take action. But what steps can you take to ensure that you're taking informed action to make your dreams and your hopes and your aspiration manifest? You need tools and you need systems. And if you don't know those tools and those systems, the same thing that you were doing years ago and the results that you were getting today, you will continue to get it because the system that you're using, process that you're using, doesn't line up with the abundant flow that you're truly entitled to. So when you come into our program, we will help you to understand these systems. You need to understand who you are targeting. You need to understand their size and their density and their dispersion. Now, let me put this to you. You start a business. Why? Because you want to start a business. But do you know your market size? If you do not know your market size, you cannot measure the market viability. This is how you determine market viability, by assessing the size of the market. Now you assess the size of the market locally, regionally, and internationally. But now that you know that we have X amount of persons that are available to invest in your product, Do you know where they are? That's what we call market density. Do you know where they are? Because the possibility exists that you might be preaching to a choir that is completely non-aligned to the content that you're disseminating. All right? So the other concept you will have to look at here is the market size, density, and dispersion. You know what's dispersion? Where they're geographically placed. This is applicable to every area of your life. This is a part of taking an example of taking informed action. You need to know, you need to put yourself in the know. And the reason you're struggling, I can tell you this. I've researched these facts over 20 years. And my life right now, I don't have a plan B, I don't have a plan C. It's just plan A. My life right now is to commit my time, my talent, and my resources to bring you a content of information that will literally change your life. Our purpose in life is to give service to humanity. And this is my way of giving service to you in order to change your life. I want to remove you from lack. I want to remove you from limitation. I want to remove you from doubts. And I want to remove you from fear. Fear has hijacked your life for too long. Today is that day that you must take your life into your hand and make that decision that you will become the game changer of your life. You will become the dream maker of your life. You will become the trendsetter of your life. And no weapon formed against you shall prosper because you have the armor and the shield of the Most High right next to you. No man's perception of you should define you. You should not give man's negative perception of you to define who you are. You should allow the prophecy that the Most High has prophesied over your life to truly define your nature. I trust that I whet your appetite here a little bit. I trust that you have some information that you can bite on. Now, let me come to this. I said I will tell you about a concept that we have just coined. Is fresh, just out of the oven. We call it the the eagle, lion, and butterfly effect of leadership. And I want you to understand this because it's a nice concept for you to apply to your life. You can't find this concept in any book, but we have just coined it and we want to give it to you. You know, the Most High, when he walked the earth, he identified with two animals. Can you tell me what are those two animals? Those two animals is the eagle and the lion. Do you know why? And I tell you why now. Now, the eagle is the only bird that is able to elevate itself 4 miles above the earth's surface. Yes, the only bird. And I want you to develop this trait. I want you to develop this characteristics. I want you to develop this strength of the eagle in terms of your brand, in terms of how you see yourself as an eagle. You're not flying with a normal mindset flows and fly. You want to elevate yourself. You want to invest your time and your talent and your resources to come into your abundant flow. You want to invest every day of your life to becoming the best brand of who you are. That's how the eagle flies. That's how the eagle flies. So I want you to position yourself to be like an eagle. When they come low, you come high. When they come negative, you tap into your giftedness and give them a different perspective and operate from a position of strength, confidence. If you don't have confidence, your world will be rocked. Your dreams will be shattered. And you will be complacent and insatisfied with the growth and your experience in life. So I want you to fly like the eagle. Fly like the eagle to the sea. The great Mang Seal wrote a beautiful song. Just listen to that song. Fly like the eagle. You have it in you to elevate yourself, to elevate your brand, to elevate your services like the eagle. And to do this, it means that you must invest time, talent, and resources to nurture the best quality of product. At this stage of the game is where you deliver content of product or service to your final consumer that wows them. It goes way beyond their expectations, and you want to do this consistently. When you're flying like the eagle, you're allowing your brand to be relevant to people's dreams, hopes, and aspirations, and you are giving them way beyond their expectation. So that's the ego. And every leader, and you will learn how to be this kind of leader when you come into our program, must understand how to be the ego. There's what we call the lion. You see, the lion is not the biggest animal in the jungle. The elephant is much bigger than the lion. The lion is not the tallest. The giraffe is far taller, superiorly tall than the lion. But guess what? The lion is the bravest animal in the jungle. And what I'm putting to you here is that when it comes to your dreams and your hopes and your aspirations, when it comes to your personal life master plan, and I keep emphasizing you need a master plan for your life, you got to be a lion. You got to know what you want. You got to believe in what you want. And you got to be willing to take action. And when you start to take action, believe me, there are going to be people who will come at you. When they start to see your giftedness is flowing, when they start to see you, your abundant flow, they're going to hate you. From my experience in life, and I'm going close to 50 now, with my experience in life, they will hate you. I'm talking from practical experience in this field, and I'm talking from so many other persons' experience. I've seen they attack Joel Austin. I've seen they attack a lot of great minds who are in the world today. Some of the greatest innovators the world has ever known, they're always under attack. So as you start to position yourself to flow in your abundance, you have to become aware of this. But here is where you need to tap into the line within. I'm not saying to you that you have to get overtly aggressive. You have to be in control. You're entitled to get angry when you want to get angry, but you must be, there's something that we call self-mastery. You must be getting angry knowingly, and you must be able to control that whole process. You're entitled to get vexed. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you're not entitled to get vexed, but you're entitled to control it. Okay? So you need to tap into that lion. And when any system comes against you, you reach out to the Most High and you bear your armor and you say, I am prepared to do battle. I mean, how many of you really understand the mindset of the Creator? Are you saying to me that when he told the guys to walk around the wall of Jericho and he bring the wall down, that wasn't a battle? That wasn't giving his people the substance of a lion to fight to accomplish something of their dreams? When he took Moses out of Egypt, when Moses led the people out of Egypt, he gave Moses that rod that part the sea and took the people out now to the promised land. Are you saying that that wasn't a part of the lion, the fighting spirit that Moses had to come up with the tyrant of the days? He had to have that fighting spirit, that lion with him. At another time, I will talk about the promised land, because we know for a fact that Moses and his people, they stood there for over 40 years. And you're going to be surprised to know what I'm going to tell you is the promised land. I'm going to give you a concept of the land flowing of milk and honey that is literally so. When you understand how to master the land that is flowing with milk and honey, your life will never be the same again. But let's come back to the lion. As you study the scriptures, you study those biblical history, you recognize that the Most High empower his people to do battle. And I'm saying when it comes to your dreams and your hopes and your aspiration, you have to be prepared to defend yourself. You have to activate the lion within. All right. So when somebody said that you don't have it in you to become great, you don't have it in you to tap into your abundant flow, you are incompetent. They may even say to you that you came from lack and you came from limitation, and they may try to define you based on the past. Don't give them the power over your life. They have no right, no authority to prophesy negatively in your over your life. You have to break those negative prophecy over your life, and you break it when you tap into the line within, and you fold that line fist inside of you. You say to them, I am prepared to do battle, because my life is not defined by the past. My life is not defined by the present. My life is defined by the decision I'm going to make right now to open a new chapter in my life, to make the greatest possibility happen in my life. My life is defined by the most high prophecy over my life. And we learn that he gave us dominion over the animals and over the earth. Are you stepping into your dominion? Think about it. Find that lion. Sometimes you have to fight. Now, let me talk about the butterfly effect now. Now, the butterfly effect is, you ever see a butterfly? The butterflies flying with several different colors. I can recall as a young child, I used to chase after those butterflies just to get a butterfly to come into the palm of my hand and touch that butterfly. Smooth, silky skin. Butterfly effect. I think everybody loves butterflies. I know that I do. And you need a butterfly effect in your life. Because when you finish flying like an eagle and you finish showing your lines out, you must be able to control yourself and be that butterfly. You must become the butterfly. And let me put butterfly effect in a customer relation fashion. You know, when you know that you're achieving the butterfly effect, is when you allow your ability to give service to be three-dimensional. Three-dimensional. And let me tell you about this. There's something that we call before the sales services. And let me give you a practical example. How many of you ever sat and listen, watch a television or listen to the radio or look at Facebook? I know most of you guys love the Facebook. But an ad pops up. An ad pops up about a company, about a product, about a service, about a brand. And you say, wow, these guys got some really good things going on here. That's before the sales service is taking place. They create an impression before the sales services. So as the butterfly, you have to know how to create that butterfly effect before the sales even take place. And then is what we call the during the sales services. When last you went to a place of business and the customer service was off the hook? You know, I'm in the Caribbean, I'm in Guyana right now, and that's a bus talk about customer service. But I came from America not so long ago, and I went there with the expectations, you know, after such a long time to experience during the sales services that is off the hook. But guess what? I was sadly surprised that even the Big Apple, in some institution, and I said, you know, they during the sales services was not off the hook. The butterfly effect wasn't there. And you know, when you know you're experiencing that butterfly effect during the sales, when you go into that place and you say, good day, sir, how are you? How can I help you today? You know, I could recall going some places to shop, and the the staff knowledge of the product is wow. The staff willingness to serve is wow. That's the butterfly effect. And we're going to talk so much more about this when you come into the program so you know how to apply these concepts to your life. The last one we're going to look at today is the after sales services. Well, this one is almost dead, you know. You know what's after sales services? You know, you come to Global Branding and Marketing and you experience the abundant flow. And after you experience the abundant flow, no one called you. No one talked to you. No one asked you, what was the experience like? And what next can we do to enhance your customer shopping experience? No one asks you. No, zero, zilch after sales services. When you want to affect the butterfly effect in your life, you have to be able to function it and flow at all three. Your before the sales services must be optimum. Your during the sales services must be optimum, and your after sales services must be peak. And this is how you're able to create the win-win situation. And I want to say this to you. Over the last 20 years, I've investigated, I've studied from the Rockefellers, the people who literally invested in Build America. I've studied the JP Morgan, and I was so happy when I was able to walk into a legacy. Called walking into the JP Morgan banks was a legacy, and see that a legacy that has been planted over a year ago lives on to today. The Rockefeller, his legacy lives on with the ExxonMobil initiative that is now, all over the world. And Guyana is positioned itself to become one of the most oil-rich country in the Caribbean or in the atmosphere, that can truly transform this landscape. That's where I am right now. These guys has really went to the wire. They have really, applied themselves after achieving great things in life. So it was a wonderful experience. Studying the systems like Andrew Carnegie, Napoleon Hill. These guys has really left a legacy for the world to see. And a lot of information is out there that you can use to transform your life. We have studied these successful people, and all the names I've just called, they are billionaires. All right, they're truly successful people. Andrew Carnegie, I really love this guy because he wasn't selfish. He employed Napoleon Hill to research, what are the systems that the successful people are using in the world. And when he got that information, he didn't say, okay, I'm going to keep that information for me, myself, and I. He said, let's write a book on this. And then he said, what else can we do to get this information out? Napoleon Hill wrote Rich Dad, Think and Grow Rich, one of his first books. So all of his struggle, the book that really hit it out, Think and Grow Rich. And he thanked Andrew Carnegie a lot for that. They have left a track record. So because we have studied these information, because we have some of the experience ourselves, we want to bring this content of information to you that will change your life, take you out of lack, and there's so much more, so much more. It will take me a lifetime. The amount of information that we have to share with you, it would literally take me 3 to 5 years to get this information across to you. Okay, so we're passionate about this. Now, I promise, I asked the question, if you were given an opportunity to live the life of your dreams, the dream of owning your own home, the dream of driving your own car, multiple cars if you do, the dream of becoming your own boss, having residual income, the dream of attaining financial freedom in years. And you know what I mean by financial freedom? You don't have to worry about where the next dollar is going to come from because you have positioned yourself to come into your financial abundant flow. What if you say yes, or would you say no? I keep saying the smart will always say yes. There's no tricks and flicks. There's no fluffs and buffs about what I concrete wet. Act from a position of strength. Get the information. You see, there's so many people out there, and the Bible teaches you, the lack of knowledge, our people will perish. You see, great leaders act from a position of strength. The majority of the people of the world, you're going to stand on the outside and you have an opinion. Your opinion leaders, you're shaping opinion with your lack of understanding of the facts. What I simply want to say to you is, get your feet wet. Allow yourself to get the information. Put yourself in that position of strength to make an educated and informed decision as to if this system is or is not for you. I believe that this system will rock your world. To my knowledge, I'm not aware of a lot of systems that will give you social independence, financial freedoms, help you to find your deeper sense of self. Oh my God, you're being paid to do all of this? That's a gift. Don't throw it away. So I trust today that you have enjoyed this podcast. And even I want to say that to the business community, we are currently building a global system. I want to say shout out to Peter, who is in North America. I want to say shout out to my techie. I have a team of persons in North America currently building a platform with over 1.5 million to start with. Some information yesterday on that product. It's going to be a unique platform for businesses in the Caribbean and throughout the world in terms of connecting with a specific demographic, in terms of optimizing reach and certainly optimizing disposable income. So we are building platform, and I keep saying I'm a business consultant by profession. I have a tremendous bias in business. So to these concepts that is relevant, I teach it because it is relevant to human. And the reality is this: if you do not have the peak capitation. So my first task is to help the human capital to become the best part of themselves. The organization will be able to become the sustainable high performance. By creating employment, math here is where you're able to reduce poverty and raise people out of poverty and gain social standard of living, and it has so many other positive effects. I know today I talk a little bit. I guess there's a line coming out in me. I want to probably bite some people, right? But I'm having fun here today. I trust you're having fun with me. And my name is Gary Thompson. Yes, I'm wondering who is this guy who's talking so much. And his name is Gary Thompson. I'm a business development consultant by profession. I'm a humanitarian by nature, and I'm the author of several books, and these are two of my books. And you have self-application best practices, and you have billionaire codes. You see my face is right there. A handsome looking face, right? I'm fooling myself, right? I'm doing like my friend Les Brown. You make great things happen. You allow blood flow. You allow energy. Early on, I talked about self-knowledge, and it sounds like three different things. I want to say this to you. It's not three different things. It's three different things. No, it could be three different things, but it's one. You got a hand, you got a foot, you got an eye, you got a nose. These are all different things, but they're on one body, right? You get me there? It's one body. So when we talk about purpose, passion, and gift, it's one. And what you have to learn to do is to bring all three of these units to vibrate at one frequency. And just let me give you a quick example as to what I'm saying. You must have self-knowledge, but self-knowledge must be complemented with self-confidence. Because if you have self-knowledge, but you don't have self-confidence, it undermines the whole process. Hear this one. You might have self-knowledge, you might have self-confidence, but guess what? You're not taking action to make things happen. And if you don't take action, you're like that doctor who is the best doctor the world has ever known. But guess what? You lock yourself up in your room and only you alone understand your giftedness. So the three must synchronize, must become one, and must be vibrating at one frequency. And when you come into our program, you will certainly get this information. To my knowledge, we're the only person that can talk about this concept because we have done the groundwork, we have done the research. And watch me, and you will start to see flows. We adjusted our prefrontal cortex right now, right? I'm doing something less brown, right? I gotta laugh at myself laughing. However, I'm having fun. I trust that you're having fun, and I want to say, um, that in life, you must always remember to do random acts of kindness, and I just want to just thank the Holy Ghost, our Creator, for bringing Les Brown. And Les Brown, in case you don't know who's Les Brown, is one of the greatest world-renowned transformational teacher, motivational teacher. He just came out of a surgery. I follow him. I watched him on his hospital bed, going through radiation therapy, radiation treatment to, to heal his body from cancer. And that's a point that most people will give up in their life. But here is where he was Facebooking. This guy got a passion for Facebook and a real passion for people. He was there Facebooking, talking with people. And I really, want to thank the Almighty for listening to my praise and the praise of the people all around the world, for truly giving Mr. Les Brown another lease at life. But that was not all. His son also was going through a similar scenario where his son was being told that he's going to lose his voice and will never be able to speak again. What's that? But prayer is a mighty tool. Believe in. So I trust we had fun today. I'm going to try to bring up the line some more where we can probably have some more of this fun and probably some more of the butterfly effects, because I know most of you have never seen this side of me. But I'm having fun. So I want to say again, my name is Gary Thompson. I'm a business development consultant by profession. I'm a humanitarian by nature, and I'm the author of several books, and it has been such a pleasure being with you. Perhaps I'm behaving this way too because tomorrow another one is added on to my age. So I guess I am maturing with mellow, right? You guys be good until the next broadcast. Love you guys, man. Just be good.